Are you a new or seasoned esthetician or entrepreneur looking for a place to vent and feel understood? Well, you're in the right place, honey, to be validated. Welcome to Skin on Earth podcast. I am your host, Bessie, aka Goddess of Estheticians, and here we'll be discussing all things skin aesthetics, mental health, and entrepreneurship. Come on in and get some tea on me about my struggles and mental health with balancing life-work balance and entrepreneurship. Hey, Esty friends. Oh my gosh. I really can't believe I'm doing this. This is not real. Okay. I'm not going to go into a tangent on that, but I really can't believe I'm doing this. I've moved past my fears. I've moved past just all of the doubt and stuff that I may have had. And here I am making my first freaking podcast episode, my first official podcast episode. This is a milestone. So I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited to be sharing some of my experiences with you and just really getting to know you all. So I'm hoping that I'm able to bring some information to you all that will help guide you or just help you on your path to entrepreneurship or just being a esthetician. So my name is Bessie and I'm a licensed esthetician. I am from Prince George's County, Maryland, born and raised. Okay. I started this podcast because I have so much energy that was pent up that I wanted to talk about, when it comes to my business and being an esthetician. And even though I have people I can talk to, I have plenty of people. I have my sisters, I have friends and cousins and stuff who understand, especially two of my cousins. They definitely understand some of the stresses I go through because they're entrepreneurs as well. So it's really good talking with them. I really enjoy talking with them. But sometimes it just wasn't enough. Sometimes you just feel like, okay, maybe I might be overwhelming someone with what I'm feeling about, business and stuff like that. And I know that's probably not true. But you know how sometimes you just, I'm just going to say and I don't know if anyone else, feels this too, but you just don't want to put all of that on someone else, even though it's something so simple, but you just don't want to transfer your feelings, your energy, or your fears and doubts and, on everyone else and, just giving them permission to decide if they want to help you through it or listen or just anything. So, I really had more thoughts than I really wanted to, I guess, burden someone else with. So I would just have all of these thoughts and then I was just okay, in my head, and I'm okay, I have to get these out some way. So, I really have been having an issue lately as far as being on Instagram or being anywhere. So then I just really started making videos or whatever on TikTok. I'm not a TikTok sensation or anything yet right now. So not yet. It's coming. But I don't know. It was something about that platform that really made me feel more comfortable with wanting to talk or wanting to just talk about what I was personally going through, because my business Instagram is mainly about my business. I do own a business. I own a business. It's called Crown to Earth. I make all natural skincare products. And so over there, I'm working on the flow of how I want to post. And to be honest, I am not a social media person. I'm one of those people who take social media breaks for months at a time, or I just personally don't. I personally just don't do social media a lot. So it is truly a struggle for me to, like, be on social media. Um, so, not going off on a tangent, kind of went off on a tangent with that one. But, like I said, I just had so many things that I wanted to say, so many things, like feelings I was feeling. And I just really wanted a way to, like, kind of vent or get it off my chest. And so I was just like, well, maybe I can start, like, voice journaling, and stuff like that. And that's what prompted me to create this podcast. Now, whether, people actually listen to it or not, it's fine. But this makes me feel comfortable. And honestly, it kind of builds my confidence to be ready to put myself out there. Because, like I said, I'm not really a social media person. So putting myself in the forefront and being the face of everything, it's a little stressful for me. It's very, very stressful for me. Um, so I just really, like I was saying earlier, like I just really needed to get all of these thoughts out of my head, because when I finished SD school, like, I had so many ideas of what I was going to do and what I wanted to do, if I wanted to go solo, if I wanted to work for someone else. And honestly, at the beginning, because I have a business, working for someone else was not an idea. Like, I hated the thought. I did not want to think about the thought, because I just did not want to work for anyone anymore. Um, and so I just eventually, working with those thoughts all the time, every week, straight out of SD school, I eventually figured out exactly what I felt the smartest thing to do for me. Um, and that's why I really wanted to do this episode, and I wanted to talk about, choosing your own path, because I've met so many SDs that feel like they gotta have it all together right out of school. Um, and honestly, I was one of them. Like, I'm not exempt from these feelings or these thoughts. I just really wanted to have it together. You just like, I want to learn. I know these things, and I'm ready to just get started and get out there. And, sometimes not all of us have all the tools or understand, what we should be doing. So like I said, this is why I wanted to create this, episode, is being like that, choosing your own path. Um, and, not being influenced, because this is, a world of or a time of the influencers right now, but not being influenced to do other things just because you see someone else doing it. And that's why, me personally, I'm not always on social media, because I don't want to be influenced, or my mind being kind of like subconsciously, like, formed into feeling like I have to be doing this or doing that as an esthetician. So, you have to understand that you can choose your own path. You don't have to do the things, that you see other people doing. Figure out exactly what you like to do, and take your time. Like, you don't have to, you may be in esthetician school and realize you like another thing versus something you may have originally went to school for. So that's why I said choosing your own path is completely up to you. You have the power to do that. And just to give a little background about me and currently, like, what I'm doing right now. So for me, like I said, I did just want to go straight solo, get in a salon suite straight out of school. And I kind of changed my mind on that really, really quickly. So for me, I still currently work a 9 to 5, corporate job. And luckily for me, I work from home. So I was just decided, you know what, I'm going to keep my job. I like my supervisor, so that's good. It's not stressful. So I was just like, you know what, right now I'm going to keep my job, and the money that I get from there will be I call it the investor money, because that is the money that I use to fund my business anyway. So I decided that I wanted to keep that job, my corporate job. And my corporate job is nowhere near the field of, being an esthetician at all. Um, so, but I really do appreciate this job because it has taught me over the years, because I've been working in this corporate job for, for a while, like since I was 17. So I pretty much, like, I love the job because of the simple fact it taught me different skills, like as far as for being an entrepreneur, like as far as being organized, creating different systems, and creating different processes or processes to keep my business organized and running, and everything. So, you just kind of gotta take, even what you're doing now, try to take some of those skills if you choose that you want to be an entrepreneur, solo esthetician, um, and just figure out how you can use the skills that you already have and transfer it into your business. So I don't look at my job as being a bad thing right now. Well, I didn't, but of course, I want to be solo and be full time doing esthetician work. But I'm also just looking at my current corporate job as being an extra tool to keep me a professional, because my customer service is great. I mean, talk to my clients and my customers. Okay, they'll be the judge of that. Because I might be a little biased, but my customer service is really great. My professionalism is just there. And just so many other things like that helps me run my business in the background. Um, so that's first, but I do have the flexibility of working from home, so that really does help me. So once I'm done with work, um, I don't have to like get up from my office and leave and get home and then come home and work on my job. I literally close my work computer at the end of my day and open my personal computer to start doing business. So just working from home, honestly, it's perfect, and it allows me the flexibility. So that's why I'm still working there, and I plan to still work there. Um, so I also decided, after like a lot of thought on this, I decided that aside from just going to get a salon suite, um, which was it was honestly, it was in the cards for me. Like, I was ready, I was willing and excited about doing it, and I was honestly just kind of like, I was stern about like not working for someone else. Like, I already have a corporate job, and I was like, I'm not gonna go work for somebody else. Blah blah blah. And I went back and forth with those thoughts for at least probably about like 4 to 5 months, like before to I decided on actually working at a spa. It was a couple of factors that really had me thinking. Of course, I had saw a couple of YouTubes of, people who, were solo estheticians, but they talked about working at spas and stuff like that. And so that was kind of like a factor. And the thing was, like, I did not have a real clientele. Like, I have customers who come to me for my products, but that's not to say that they're going to come to me right away for my services. So I didn't want to bank on that at the time. And it wasn't that I didn't have faith that they would come, but I was very serious about how I wanted, the type of clientele I wanted, and all of that. So I was just like, okay, you know what? Maybe I can, just create it where my free time I can take clients. And that's exactly what I did. So, but doing that, I decided to go ahead and work at a spa. So I work at a spa about 2 days out of the weekday, and I work there every other weekend. Um, and I really, 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 really enjoy working there. So it's really cool. I personally love working there. I get to encounter plenty of clients per day. I get to, well, the days that I'm there, and I get to talk to them about skin, and I get to pretty much personally build my skill and my confidence. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. And then also I take clients um of my own on the side as a travel esthetician. So I just kind of wanted to let you all know like what I'm doing, and I promise you, I have a perfectly good life work balance. Um, I'm not stressed or overwhelmed, which is one of the reasons why with the spa I only work there every other weekend, because I'm off every other um, Friday at my full time corporate job. So I said, you know what? And at first I was working every weekend, and I was so burnt out already just from working two jobs and taking my own clients too. So I did not really have a day off, and I was just so exhausted. And I said, okay, something's got to give. I am very big on mental health. I am very big on taking time to yourself. So I couldn't be, like the one telling everybody, like, you need to take time to yourself. You need self care. Your job is going to be there. And then I was sitting up here exhausted, tired, going out with friends, falling asleep, tired, just ready to go home. I didn't want to be that person, which I was for at least a month before I realized, like, no, this is not the life that I want. I don't want to burn out. I love esthetician work too much, so I'm not going to burn out. So that is why, that's what I was saying. Like, I do have a perfect life work balance. Even though it seemed like, well, not seem like, but I am doing three things on top of, within my business. I don't just take clients, and I travel to my clients for facials and Brazilian waxes, but I also make products. Like, I make skincare products. I make body butters, hair oil, skin serum, and lip balm. So I'm really working and doing everything at once, but I am still creating a place or a space where I'm able to rest, relax, and do things that I want to do for myself. Spend time with family, etc., etc. Today's episode is sponsored by Crown to Earth, your portal to skincare and wellness. Are you ready to take the guesswork out of your regimen, or are you ready to build your skincare routine and see real results? Well, your happy ending starts here. Visit www.crowntoearth.com and book your complimentary virtual skin consultation, where we will discuss your skin concerns and create a magical skin regimen custom to you that will wake up your skin like Prince Charming kissing Snow White. Click the link in the bio. Now back to your program. So I just wanted to talk about the two paths that you can choose. If you haven't already guessed what I'm going to say, but of course, two paths that you can choose. The most popular one, of course, being a solo esthetician. And the one thing that I love about being a solo esthetician is it's yours. You make the rules. Like, honestly, like, you don't have to really worry about anyone. But that's where I was saying earlier, like, you need to make sure things and systems are in place, such as insurance, product knowledge of your back bar, and most importantly, people, listen, your budget, okay? Your freaking budget. And you know what? Even talking about the budget now that I'm thinking about it, this is why it's important to niche down a little bit, because when you first start out as an esthetician, I was one of them, but once when you start out as an esthetician, you feel like you want to do everything. You may do brow lamination or lash lifts, waxing, and facials, and all of this stuff. And it's like now you buying all of these products, for stuff you either may not like, services you may not even enjoy doing at all, or you're not getting clients to come to get these services. So your budget, you really need to figure out how much you want to spend. I actually have a friend who, a Esty friend, who wants to start doing brows, and I loved talking to her because she was just like, I have $600. This is all I want to spend to start my business. This is the list that I have. And like, that is so important, because that is how I was when I was working on deciding if I wanted to work solo or for someone else temporarily. So because for me, I said, okay, I know that I like facials. I knew I was doing facials. And then I said, okay, I do like body waxing. I want to do waxing. And at first, I was going to like be waxing legs and backs and arms and everything. And then I decided, no, I'm only doing Brazilians. And then eventually I'm going to add manzilians to that, and that's it. And then once when my clients come in, or well, when I go to them for Brazilians, they can add on an underarm wax. Now I do that. I will do that. So I'm fine with that. That's like literally the only add-on is an underarm. I just decided I'm not doing legs, even though I can do it fast. I don't want to. I'm not in the mood. I don't want to do it. I like doing the Brazilians. And that's just pretty much what I like. And I'm okay with adding an underarm. I don't like doing brows. I feel like that's in the makeup realm. And I know how to do my own makeup, but I don't like anything makeup related, like cosmetic in that area. So I was like, I'm not doing nobody's brows. I may tap your chin, like somebody like, I just got a little chin hair. You mind? Okay, fine. But I'm not putting that on my services. None of that stuff is on my services. So niche down. That way you can budget better. And then the second path is working for someone. And me personally, these benefits, these benefits is the reason why I chose to work for someone. And working for someone, the benefits is free trainings, like on everything that your spa do. Like when you're a solo esthetician, you have to pay for these trainings, and you are responsible for getting these trainings for the services that you want to offer. But when you work for someone else, you get the opportunity to take these free trainings, and you get to access their resources that you, like I said, you would otherwise as a solo esthetician have to pay for yourself. And another thing that I noticed is you get to practice on their clients with no risk or responsibility of your own. As a solo esthetician, and I don't want it to sound like I'm like bashing either one, because I plan to be a solo esthetician, but I'm just letting you know, like, I guess I like the different paths, but this is why these are just my opinions on why I feel like working for someone first is very important. But yeah, like as a solo esthetician, you take all of the risk, which is fine. It's nothing wrong with that as long as you have your insurance in place, all of this other stuff. But even coming out as an esthetician, you still don't know everything. You still have so much to learn. Uh, um, Even with all the stuff that you may or may not have learned in school. So the thing is, working for someone else can be very beneficial because you get to practice on their clients. You get to practice your product knowledge with the clients. You get to practice your skincare knowledge with the clients, doing skin analysis, um, suggesting products, helping them, either rearrange how they use their products, and just educating them in general. It's just so many things that you get when you work for someone else, and you run no risk of being responsible of like the client's unhappiness. So everyone is not going to like you, so not having to take the risk of worrying about that. You can be the best esthetician and you just may not be everyone's cup of tea. So, when it comes to that, you can, like, when you work for someone else, they can take the rap for that. The people at the front desk, the managers, the person can complain, and then you can just be like, oh, okay. Because especially if you're a good esthetician, like, your managers know, like, yeah, we already know she's good. This person just wants to complain. But as a solo esthetician, once someone complains, you have to take on all of that. It may make you a little nervous or weary, like, oh my God, they're not going to come back. When you work for someone else, honestly, you just don't care. Not saying you don't care about the client or whatever, but it does not bother you the same that it would if you were a solo esthetician. Because at that point, when you're a solo esthetician, your clientele is your money maker. It's how you pay your bills. Um, so, as you can see, I am glad that I chose a path of working for someone else. However, being a solo esthetician and entrepreneur, it's not a bad choice either. I mean, especially knowing that you can make your own schedule. Honestly, that's why I cannot wait until I'm a solo esthetician, entrepreneur, um, because I'm ready to officially make my own schedule. I'm ready to make my money so I can know that I can go on vacation for a week or 2 weeks at a time. I'm always out of town. So I really, really want that freedom without having to tell someone that I want to go somewhere. Um, and I think honestly that's why I chose to do travel SD work. Um, and I'm really kind of like honed in on that, and I really like it. It's a lot, but I really do like it. And I think I like the fact that I can kind of, you know, travel and go somewhere, or even if someone wants to book me super far, I can go. Um, so these are just the two journeys that you can go down. Again, you can go down being a solo esthetician or working for someone. Um, but whatever path you choose, just make sure it is a path that you want to take. You do not have to feel like you got to do it all. You don't have to feel like you have to do facials. You don't have to feel like you got to have 50 services in order to get people in. If you're a solo esthetician, you don't have to feel like you want to do entrepreneurship just because you see a lot of people working for themselves. Work for someone else. If you are okay with working for someone else and just being able to come in at a certain time and leave at a certain time, and like I said, not have any responsibilities, not have to pay for insurance, all of the overhead of being a entrepreneur, do it. It's okay. And that's why I wanted to come to you all today, just to let you know, whatever path you choose is yours. Don't allow anyone else to make you feel like you have to, go a certain route. Because they don't know what you want. They don't know internally what you're feeling. So sometimes you can't talk to everybody about what you want, even if they are other estheticians. Like, you can't talk to everyone about what you want, because they will start projecting what they feel like you should do, because that's what they want to do on you, and that's not who you have to be or what you have to do. You know exactly who you are and what you want. That's why I decided to do this episode and, talk about the different paths you can choose, because I know it can be scary, it can be confusing, and everything. So I really, really, really hope that this helped someone. Um, I really hope it helps someone. um, so I really hope it helps someone, and I just really wanted to talk about this because it just felt important to me, because I just know how stressed or like overwhelmed I felt when I got my license and was actually in school too, um, not knowing exactly what I wanted to do. So I really, really hope that um, this helped you. I really hope that something resonated with you during this episode. If you have any questions about being an entrepreneur, or just being an esthetician in general, or any topics that you want to talk about, just hit me up on Crown to Earth on TikTok or Instagram, and just ask me any questions that you would like, or a topic you would want to hear about, and I'll do my best. So the plan is to try to at least get an episode out once a month right now. That is really what I can commit to. I Because I don't want to overextend myself, so I'm thinking once a month is going to work. So that is the plan right now. Um, yeah. So thank you for joining my first podcast episode. Um, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye.